Come, my little friends, as we all sing a happy little working song. Oh, hey guys! Welcome back to Liv Loves Movies, where I take y'all suggestions for movies, watch them, and review them. A very popular request recently, in light of the long awaited, or maybe dreaded, freshly released Disenchanted, has been the childhood favorite that started it all, Enchanted. Now, disclaimer, there's some spoilers in this, but seeing as it did come out 15 years ago, if you haven't seen this one yet, that's kind of on you, my friend. Now, let's hop right in because we've got lots of content and no time to waste. Enchanted is one of my all time favorite childhood movies, and after watching it again over Thanksgiving break, I can firmly stand by this for three main reasons. One, its creative plotline, the songs, obviously, and the all star cast. So let's get into it. Okay, guys. Honestly, this plotline is so killer. Like, where else do you get a princess who is a mix of Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Rapunzel all in one, but who also has her own unique and magical journey? None other than Giselle herself. Now, another really cool part is the interaction of the fairy tale and human world, and switching from cartoon to live action, which contributes so much to the divide, yet the also unity of the two worlds. And I just think it's so cool and so creative. Like, again, where else do you see that in movies? There is also just such a tasteful use of humor and dialogue, which is sorely missing in most children's movies these days, honestly. But that's a whole nother tangent. But I think they just do such an amazing job of the humor. Like, it's hilarious. Like, all the characters just have their own stories, and they just portray it so well through that humor. It also just keeps you guessing as to what's going to happen. Like, people keep popping up through the grate and the chipmunk and all of this random stuff. And it just makes you feel so good, especially with how it all turns out, which is also super creative. Again, spoilers, but like how each of them end up, Giselle and Robert end up together, and then Nancy and Edward. So they each have a person, which is so sweet. And it's just such a feel good movie. Finally, on this point, it just deals with such real world problems in a way that children can still understand. So, like divorce, identity, loneliness, like all of those things, especially when I watched it back last week, I really noticed this. And I really appreciated the way that they went about it and dealt with it. And I just, A plus for in that area. So, on to the songs. As you guys kind of heard me singing when I opened this video, you could assume I grew up on these songs because they're just so fun to sing along to, super catchy for kids, and even as an adult now, I find myself humming them. They also smoothly integrate little life lessons for kids in them, like Happy Working Song, to clean up after yourself and make it fun. But also ways that you can love people well in How Does She Know That You Love Her? So all of these different songs. Also the fact that even a whole song was composed for the credits alone, Ever Ever After. And that also the credits are just so creative and entertaining too. Like I remember I would always watch them as a kid. And also diverse styles of music and creative methods of instrumentation, especially in How Does She Know That You Love Her, just really speaks to culture well too. Finally, let's not forget about our top-notch cast. Amy Adams as Giselle, Patrick Dempsey, aka McDreamy, as Robert, and their chemistry, Idina Menzel as Nancy, Susan Sarandon as the wicked stepmother. I mean, she always does evil good. James Marsden as the prince, he's hilarious. And even Jodie Benson, who is the voice of Ariel, fun fact, as the receptionist, and Julie Andrews as the narrator, which I don't even think I realized, but super cool, amazing cast. They just match and portray the characters they're trying to so well. They have amazing chemistry with one another. And also shout out to the fact that Disenchanted was able to bring them all back together so many years later, 15 years later, to film the sequel. I think that's pretty awesome and really goes to show how wonderful the cast is. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this original movie, and also if you plan to watch Disenchanted, and if you have maybe some thoughts on it. Now, it's time for me to go watch Disenchanted myself. So let me know if you want a review of the sequel next. Got my popcorn and jammies, the couch is calling, but as always, thanks for watching Liv Loves Movies. Come back soon!